大家好，我是司徒建国. Today I'm going to talk about possibly the least important thing in the world right now. But before, some people considered it to be the most important thing in their world, football. 足球. Football fans all around the world know that 2020年的欧洲杯 Euro 2020 has been postponed until 2021. And as a result of the epidemic, the world's most valuable domestic football league, the English Premier League, 英超, took the decision weeks ago to postpone all games until at least April the 3rd. But on March 24th, Britain went into complete lockdown for at least 3 weeks. So now Ying Chao, the English Premier League, is saying they're in advanced talks with government over football returning in June. But of course, this could also get pushed back. Now, England has a saying in Chinese, 足球是一种宗教. Football is religion. But we all know there are things far more important than sport. However, many people in Britain love Ying Chao, many people around the world love Ying Chao, and of course, many people here in China love Ying Chao. I know because I've met some of them. So, what's going to happen? At present, Ying Chao has been postponed. Now, the chairman of the Football Association, Greg Clark, he reportedly told Ying Chao on March the 13th that he didn't think that this season would be completed. So, it's going to be cancelled then. Well, no, because since then, the FA has agreed that all English football leagues can be extended indefinitely. But why not cancel? Surely that's safer. Well, if Ying Chao was cancelled, broadcasters around the world would be furious because they've already paid millions for an agreed number of matches. For example, back in 2016, PPTV bought 3 years of Ying Chao broadcasting rights here in China for £564 million. So overseas and domestic television rights brings in billions of pounds for Ying Chao, and not providing the matches means that contracts would be breached and compensation would need to be paid. According to FA rules, Ying Chao must be completed by June the 1st, but this time frame has been extended indefinitely. And when the EPL met back on March the 14th, no club asked for the season to be null and void. So it's probably going to be completed, we just don't know when. Now, some clubs are secretly hoping that it will still be completed before June the 1st, because some players' contracts end on this date and broadcasting contracts end on this date too. And also, the longer it's postponed, the more out of shape players will become. I mean, they're exercising at home and they're staying fit, but it's not the same as training every day. No. All the talk suggests that it won't be cancelled because there's too much money at stake. But if it were to be cancelled, arguably the biggest loser would be Liverpool. It's black, you probably can't see it very well. It's the only Liverpool shirt I've got. Anyway, they haven't won the league for 30 years, and this year was meant to be their time. They only need to win 2 more games and they would have won the championship. Now, there was talk at one point of awarding Liverpool this year's Premier League title if the season were to be cancelled. However, nobody wants that, and now that the league has been extended indefinitely, it seems that any chances of Liverpool being given the title are off the table. Furthermore, cancelling the season would make next season extremely complicated. Who stays in the Premier League, who gets relegated from the Premier League, who comes up from the Championship into the Premier League, who qualifies from the Premier League into European competition. So as a football fan, I really hope that Liverpool is given the chance to win the league properly. Most people assume that the remaining games are going to take place behind closed doors, without a crowd. This is obviously not ideal because you don't get scenes like this. However, as Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp said, of course, we don't want to play in front of an empty stadium and we don't want games or competitions suspended. But if doing so helps one individual stay healthy, just one, we do it, no questions asked. Of course, if it's considered too dangerous for players to play, further postponements might be made. And according to reports in the press, next season won't start until this season finishes. So we might be in for a very long wait. Well, players are keeping fit at home. But meanwhile, Jose Mourinho has been seen out preparing care packages for the elderly. Clubs are donating food to food banks, to charities. They're also calling their elderly fans to make sure they're not alone during isolation. Chelsea Football Club is letting NHS hospital workers live in one of their hotels that they own. Clubs are coming together and they're doing a lot. Now, my club, Wolves, is in an interesting position because the owners are based in China, right here in China. And when Wuhan was going through the epidemic, the team tried to raise awareness of the situation amongst fans and sent protective clothing to Wuhan. Now they're doing the opposite. They're trying to help my small city, Wolverhampton, in England. So the Chinese owners have sent masks and protective clothing to the local hospital there. So clubs are coming together at a time when football really isn't that important. Meanwhile, Chinese fans are now sending love and wishes the other way. So wherever you are, please stay safe, please stay vigilant, stay indoors if you need to, and stay strong.